I'm sitting at my cluttered desk in my tiny Chicago apartment, the glow of my laptop screen casting shadows on the walls, my fingers hovering over the keyboard, my latest Instagram post. A curated shot of me in a designer dress I can't afford. Still unsaved. My bank account balance a glaring $127.42 on my phone screen. My heart racing with the weight of my financial ruin. My mind racing with a plan I've been crafting for weeks. A plan I know is wrong, a plan I know is cruel, a plan I know is desperate, a plan I know I'll follow through with, a plan I know will change everything. My name's Brianna, I'm 28, a lifestyle blogger with a modest following, and I'm about to seduce my best friend Kelly's fiancé, Ethan, not because I love him, not because I want him, but because he's a wealthy businessman, and I need his money to save myself, to save my image, to save my life, to save my dream, to save my everything. Kelly and I met in college at Northwestern, bonding over late-night study sessions in the library, our shared love for iced coffee and vintage thrift finds, our dreams of making it big in Chicago, her as a graphic designer, me as a social media influencer. Our laughter echoing through the stacks, our friendship a lifeline in those chaotic years. A lifeline I thought would last forever, a lifeline I thought was unbreakable, a lifeline I thought was ours. We spend weekends exploring the city, snapping photos at Millennium Park, sipping cocktails at rooftop bars, planning our futures. Her with her steady career path, me with my lofty ambitions. My I'll be famous one day, Kelly a declaration she'd always support. Her I believe in you, Bri a warmth I'd always need, a warmth I'd always cherish, a warmth I'd always rely on, a warmth I'd always betray. She met Ethan 2 years ago at a networking event, his tailored suit and confident smile catching her eye, his success as a tech entrepreneur making her blush, his "you're the most genuine person here, Kelly," a compliment that made her glow, a compliment that made her fall, a compliment that made her his. I was there when she told me about him, her, "He's different, Bri, he's kind, he's driven, he's everything I've ever wanted." A joy I pretended to share, a joy I couldn't feel, a joy I couldn't match, a joy I couldn't stand, a joy I couldn't accept, a joy I couldn't let her have. Ethan was 32, a self-made millionaire with a penthouse in the Loop, a man who could buy anything, a man who could fix anything, a man who could save anyone, a man I saw as my ticket out, a ticket I didn't deserve, a ticket I didn't earn, a ticket I didn't care about, a ticket I'd take anyway, a ticket I'd steal anyway, a ticket I'd destroy for. I'd been struggling for months, my blog barely breaking even, my sponsorships drying up, my credit card debt piling up, my rent overdue, my landlords. "You've got 1 week, Brianna," a threat I couldn't ignore, a threat that kept me up at night, a threat that made me panic, a threat that made me desperate, a threat that made me ruthless. I'd watch Kelly and Ethan together, their laughter at dinner parties, their hands intertwined at art gallery openings, their "we're engaged" announcement at a rooftop bar last month, her ring a sparkling diamond I couldn't afford, a diamond I couldn't stop staring at, a diamond I couldn't stop wanting, a diamond I couldn't stop having, a diamond I couldn't stop needing. I'd smile, my "I'm so happy for you, Kel," a lie I perfected, a lie I lived, a lie I breathed, a lie I built, a lie I'd break her with, a lie I'd break myself with, a lie I'd break everything with. I started noticing Ethan more after that. His sharp jawline, his expensive watch, his casual mentions of his investments. His "I'm taking Kelly to Paris for the honeymoon," a detail that made my stomach twist, a detail that made my envy burn, a detail that made my plan form, a detail that made my heart harden, a detail that made my morals fade, a detail that made my desperation real. I'd find excuses to be around him. My "Kelly asked me to help with the wedding playlist," a half-truth I'd use to get him alone, my "let's grab coffee to discuss the venue," a pretext I'd use to get closer, my "you look stressed, Ethan, let me buy you a drink," a move I'd use to get under his skin, a move I'd use to get into his heart, a move I'd use to get into his wallet, a move I'd use to get everything, a move I'd use to destroy everything. It started innocently enough. Or at least, I made it look that way, my hand brushing his at a coffee shop, my laugh a little too loud at his jokes. My "you're so good to Kelly, Ethan," a compliment with an edge, a compliment with a purpose, A compliment with a plan, a compliment with a price, a compliment with a betrayal. I'd dress carefully for those meetings, my outfits curated to catch his eye, my lipstick a bold red, my heels a little higher, my smile a little brighter, my charm a little sharper, my intentions a little darker, my heart a little colder, my soul a little emptier. I'd text him late at night, my just checking in, how's the wedding planning going? A message he'd respond to, a message he'd engage with, a message he'd fall for, a message I'd use, a message I'd win with, a message I'd ruin with. One night, after a few drinks at a bar in Wicker Park, the city lights glittering outside, the music a soft hum around us, I made my move, my you deserve someone who really sees you. Ethan, a whisper in his ear, my hand on his arm, my eyes locked on his. My words a trap, my touch a weapon, my lie a victory I didn't deserve, a victory I didn't earn, a victory I didn't care about, a victory I'd take anyway, a victory I'd steal anyway. He hesitated, his I'm engaged to Kelly, Brianna, a weak defense, a defense I'd break, a defense I'd shatter, a defense I'd ignore, a defense I'd destroy, a defense I'd erase. I leaned in, my lips brushing his, my she doesn't deserve you, Ethan, I do, a lie that sealed the deal, a lie that changed the game, a lie that broke her heart, a lie that broke our friendship, a lie that broke everything. He pulled away at first, his this is wrong, a protest I expected, a protest I ignored, a protest I countered with a smile. My, it's only wrong if we get caught, a dare he couldn't resist, a dare he didn't resist, a dare he fell for, a dare I won with, a dare I'd ruin with. We kissed, the bar a blur around us, the city a witness to my betrayal, the night a canvas for my sin, the moment a turning point I couldn't undo, a turning point I didn't want to undo, a turning point I needed, a turning point I craved, a turning point I'd pay for. I knew what I was doing, knew what I was risking, knew what I was breaking, knew what I was stealing, knew what I was destroying, knew what I was becoming, but I didn't care. Not then, not in that moment, not with his money in my sights, not with my future in my grasp, not with my desperation in my heart, not with my envy in my soul, not with my betrayal in my hands. It's 6 months later, and I'm standing in a luxurious penthouse in Chicago's Loop. The city skyline glittering through floor-to-ceiling windows, the marble floors reflecting the chandelier's light, the air filled with the scent of expensive champagne, my reflection in a gilded mirror showing me in a sleek white dress. My hair swept into an elegant updo, my lips painted a bold red, my eyes hiding the truth, my heart hiding the guilt, my soul hiding the shame, my life hiding the lie, my everything hiding the betrayal. I'm now Mrs. Ethan Carter, the wedding a whirlwind of opulence I orchestrated, the ring on my finger a larger diamond than Kelly's ever was, the bank account I now share with Ethan a lifeline I've clung to, a lifeline I've stolen, a lifeline I've broken, a lifeline I've destroyed, a lifeline I've damned. The wedding was last month, a lavish affair at a rooftop venue overlooking Lake Michigan, the guest list a who's who of Chicago's elite, the photos I posted on Instagram racking up thousands of likes. My happiest day of my life. Caption a lie I sold to the world, a lie I sold to myself, a lie I sold to Ethan, a lie I sold to everyone, a lie I sold to no one. Ethan had called off his engagement to Kelly just weeks after that night in the bar. His I can't marry her, Bri, I'm in love with you. A confession I'd orchestrated, a confession I'd manipulated, a confession I'd needed, a confession I'd used, a confession I'd won with, a confession I'd ruined with. I'd played the part perfectly, my tears at his proposal. My I love you, Ethan, a performance I mastered, my smile at the altar a mask I wore, my vows a script I recited, my heart a void I ignored, my conscience a whisper I silenced, my betrayal a secret I buried. Kelly had been devastated, her calls to me unanswered, her texts ignored, her, how could you do this, Brianna? A message I deleted, a message I couldn't face, a message I couldn't answer, a message I couldn't feel, a message I couldn't accept, a message I couldn't forgive. I'd heard through mutual friends that she'd moved out of the apartment she shared with Ethan. Her, I can't believe she'd do this to me, a pain I dismissed, a pain I ignored, a pain I justified, a pain I caused, a pain I deserved, a pain I'd pay for. I told myself she didn't deserve him, my she never loved him the way I do, a lie I repeated, a lie I believed, a lie I lived, a lie I breathed, a lie I built, a lie I'd break with, a lie I'd break myself with, a lie I'd break everything with. Ethan and I moved into his penthouse right after the wedding, the space a dream I'd always wanted. The closets filled with designer clothes I'd bought with his money, the fridge stocked with gourmet food I'd never afford, the view a reminder of the life I'd stolen, a life I'd craved, a life I'd taken, a life I'd ruined, a life I'd damned. I'd quit blogging full-time, my I want to focus on us, Ethan, a half-truth I used to justify my laziness, a half-truth I used to justify my greed, a half-truth I used to justify my betrayal, a half-truth I used to justify my emptiness, a half-truth I used to justify my destruction. I'd spend my days shopping, my credit card swipes a thrill I chased, my Instagram posts a facade I maintained, my living my best life, captions a lie I sold, a lie I lived, a lie I loved, a lie I lost, a lie I became. But tonight, everything changes, the penthouse a stage for my downfall, the city a witness to my ruin, the air a weight I can't bear, the truth a storm I can't escape, the lie a noose I can't undo, the betrayal a fire I can't extinguish. Ethan's at a business dinner, his "I'll be home late" Bri a message I barely read, my focus on the glass of wine in my hand, my thoughts on the life I've built, the life I've stolen, the life I've broken, the life I've destroyed, the life I've damned. The doorbell rings, a sharp sound that makes me jump, my wine glass nearly slipping from my hand, my heart racing with a sudden fear, a fear I can't name, a fear I can't shake, a fear I can't ignore, a fear I can't deny, a fear I can't escape. I open the door, my breath catching as I see Kelly standing there, her face a storm of rage and pain, her eyes red from crying, her hands clutching a stack of papers, her presence a dagger to my heart, her anger a mirror to my guilt, her hurt a mirror to my shame, her truth a mirror to my lie, her everything a mirror to my nothing. "Kelly," I stammer, my voice weak, my hands trembling, my mind racing, my heart pounding, my soul aching, my everything shattering. She steps inside, her "You thought you could get away with this, Brianna?" A question that makes my blood run cold, a question that makes my breath catch, a question that makes my lie collapse, a question that makes my world end, a question that makes my heart stop, a question that makes my soul shatter, a question that makes my everything break. She throws the papers on the marble floor, her "I know everything, Bri. I know what you did, I know why you did it, I know how you did it. I know who you are, I know what you are, I know what you've done," a declaration that makes my vision blur, a declaration that makes my tears fall, a declaration that makes my hands shake, a declaration that makes my lie unravel, a declaration that makes my plan fail, a declaration that makes my life end, a declaration that makes my everything collapse. I pick up the papers, my eyes scanning the words, my heart sinking as I see the legal documents. The lawsuit, the accusations of fraud, the evidence of my texts to Ethan, the proof of my manipulation, the truth of my betrayal, the reality of my greed, the consequence of my actions, the end of my dream, the end of my everything. "You seduced him for his money, Brianna. You used him, you used me, you used our friendship, you used everything we had, you used everything we were, you used everything we could have been," Kelly says, her voice breaking, her tears falling, her hands shaking, her body trembling, her mind racing, her heart breaking, her soul aching, her everything shattering. I shake my head, my "That's not true, Kel. I love him, I always loved him. You never did, you never deserved him, you never appreciated him, you never saw him, you never wanted him." A lie I cling to, a lie I defend, a lie I fight for, a lie I die for, a lie I destroy with, a lie I damn with. She laughs, a bitter sound that cuts through me. Her "You're delusional, Brianna. You're a liar, you're a thief, you're a traitor, you're a monster, you're nothing, you're everything I never want to be." A truth I can't face, a truth I can't accept, a truth I can't feel, a truth I can't believe, a truth I can't forgive. She turns to leave, her "I'm taking you to court, Brianna. I'm taking everything you stole, everything you wanted, everything you thought you'd have, everything you thought you'd be, everything you thought you'd win. A promise I can't escape, a promise I can't deny, a promise I can't fight, a promise I can't stop, a promise I can't survive, a promise I can't overcome." I sink to the floor, the papers scattered around me, The penthouse a prison I can't escape, the city a judge I can't face. The truth a verdict I can't avoid, the lie a sentence I can't appeal, the betrayal a crime I can't undo, the guilt a weight I can't bear, the shame a stain I can't wash, the loss a void I can't fill, the end a reality I can't change. It's 3 months later, and I'm sitting in a cold Chicago courtroom, the wooden bench hard beneath me, the air thick with tension, the murmur of the crowd behind me a constant hum, my hands clasped tightly in my lap, my nails digging into my palms, my heart pounding with dread, my mind racing with fear, my soul heavy with guilt, my life unraveling before my eyes, my dreams slipping through my fingers, my everything crumbling to dust. I'm dressed in a simple black blazer and skirt, a far cry from the designer dresses I used to wear, my hair pulled back in a tight bun, my face bare of makeup, my confidence shattered, my image broken, my identity a question, my future a void, my past a mistake, my present a nightmare I created, a nightmare I can't escape, a nightmare I can't survive, a nightmare I can't overcome, a nightmare I can't heal from. Kelly's lawsuit against me has reached its climax, the accusations of fraud and emotional distress laid out in stark detail, the evidence of my manipulation, texts, emails, even a recorded conversation where I bragged to a mutual friend about securing Ethan's money, presented to the judge, a judge whose stern expression makes my stomach twist, a judge whose silence makes my heart sink, a judge whose verdict will decide my fate, a verdict I can't escape, a verdict I can't deny. A verdict I can't fight, a verdict I can't stop, a verdict I can't survive. Ethan sits in the back of the courtroom, his face unreadable, his presence a reminder of the life I stole, the life I lost, the life I broke, the life I destroyed, the life I damned. He left me a month ago, his I can't be with someone I can't trust, Brianna, a rejection I deserved, a rejection I expected, a rejection I couldn't fight, a rejection I couldn't change, a rejection I couldn't bear. Kelly stands at the plaintiff's table, her lawyer presenting the final arguments. My client, Kelly Thompson, was betrayed by her best friend, Brianna Carter, who deliberately seduced her fiancé for financial gain. A statement that makes the room murmur. A statement that makes my cheeks burn. A statement that makes my tears fall. A statement that makes my guilt rise. A statement that makes my shame consume. A statement that makes my everything shatter. She looks at me, her eyes filled with a mix of pain and resolve. I trusted you, Brianna. You were my best friend, my sister, my everything. And you took it all away, you took him away, you took my happiness away, you took my future away, you took my everything away, a testimony that cuts through me, a testimony that breaks me, a testimony that ruins me, a testimony that ends me, a testimony that damns me. My lawyer tries to defend me, my client acted out of love, not malice. She genuinely fell for Mr. Carter. A weak argument that makes the room scoff. A weak argument that makes me cringe, a weak argument that makes me shrink, a weak argument that makes me hide, a weak argument that makes me lose, a weak argument that makes me fall. The judge reviews the evidence. The court finds the defendant, Brianna Carter, guilty of fraudulent misrepresentation and emotional distress. A verdict that makes my breath catch, a verdict that makes my vision blur, a verdict that makes my hands shake, a verdict that makes my tears fall, a verdict that makes my heart stop, a verdict that makes my world end, a verdict that makes my everything collapse. She continues, Ms. Carter is ordered to pay Ms. Thompson $500,000 in damages, and all assets acquired through her marriage to Mr. Carter will be returned to him. A sentence that strips me bare, a sentence that leaves me with nothing, a sentence that takes my dream, a sentence that takes my life, a sentence that takes my everything. The courtroom erupts in whispers, the crowd's judgment a weight I can't bear, their pity a wound I can't heal, their disdain a mirror to my shame, their whispers a mirror to my guilt, their presence a mirror to my failure, their verdict a mirror to my truth. I stand, my legs shaky, my hands trembling, my tears falling, my voice breaking as I whisper. This isn't fair. She never loved him, she never deserved him, she never wanted him, she never needed him, she never saw him, she never knew him. But no one listens, their eyes on Kelly, their sympathy with her, their support a warmth she basks in, a warmth I'll never feel, a warmth I'll never have, a warmth I'll never deserve, a warmth I'll never reclaim, a warmth I'll never know. I leave the courtroom, the cold March air hitting me as I step outside, the city a blur around me, the skyscrapers a reminder of the life I lost, the wind a reminder of the emptiness I feel, the noise a reminder of the chaos I caused, the silence a reminder of the solitude I face, the reality a reminder of the consequences I bear. I've lost everything: the penthouse, the money, the designer clothes, the Instagram followers who unfollowed me in droves after the news broke, the friends who turned their backs, the family who stopped calling, the life I thought I'd have, the dream I thought I'd live, the future I thought I'd own, the everything I thought I'd be. I'm back to square one, my bank account empty, my reputation ruined, my heart broken, my soul shattered, my life destroyed, my everything gone, a nothing I can't escape, a nothing I can't survive, a nothing I can't overcome, a nothing I can't heal from. It's a month after the trial, and I'm sitting on a worn-out couch in a tiny studio apartment on the outskirts of Chicago, the walls stained with age, the air cold despite the space heater buzzing in the corner, my hands wrapped around a cracked mug of instant coffee, my eyes staring at my phone, the screen showing a photo of Kelly and Ethan together at a charity gala. Their smiles bright, their hands intertwined, their happiness a dagger to my heart, their love a mockery of my pain, their future a theft of my dream. Their everything a theft of my everything. I've lost it all: the penthouse, the money, the life I stole, the life I craved, the life I took, the life I ruined, the life I damned. I'm back to blogging, but my followers are gone, my sponsorships non-existent, my inbox empty, my confidence shattered, my identity a question, my future a blur, my past a wound, my present a struggle I can't escape, a struggle I can't win, a struggle I can't survive, a struggle I can't overcome, a struggle I can't heal from. I've been trying to rebuild, taking on odd jobs, waitressing at a diner, freelancing for small blogs, anything to pay the rent, my hands raw from washing dishes, my feet sore from standing for hours, my pride a memory I can't hold, my ambition a dream I can't chase, my hope a lie I can't believe, my strength a facade I can't maintain, my everything a loss I can't reclaim. I've blocked Kelly and Ethan on everything, their numbers, their social media, their existence a shadow I can't face, a shadow that haunts me every time I see a couple laughing, every time I hear a love song, every time I think about the life I thought I'd have, the life I thought was mine, the life I thought was real, the life I thought was ours, the life I thought was forever. I've been avoiding my old friends, their calls unanswered, their texts unread. Their "we're done with you, Brianna," a rejection I can't accept, a rejection I can't bear, a rejection I can't feel, a rejection I can't trust, a rejection I can't believe, a rejection I can't deserve. I've been trying to take small steps for myself. Walking along the lakefront trail, the April wind sharp against my skin, the waves a mirror of my turmoil, the horizon a mirror of my emptiness, the silence a mirror of my soul, the solitude a mirror of my life, the cold a mirror of my future. I've been writing again, my laptop open late at night, my posts raw but unread, my words a way to process, a way to understand, a way to let go, a way to find my voice again, a way to find myself again, a way to heal, one sentence at a time, one post at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time, one breath at a time. But every time I try to move forward, I think about that night in the bar, the way I seduced Ethan, the way I betrayed Kelly, the way I stole her life, the way I broke her heart, the way I ruined her future, the way I destroyed her everything, the way I ended her everything. I think about the plan, the way I saw Ethan as my ticket out, the way I saw his money as my salvation, the way I saw his love as my victory, the way I saw his life as my prize, the way I saw his future as my dream, the way I saw his everything as my everything. I think about the moment Kelly confronted me, the moment she showed me the lawsuit, the moment she looked at me with betrayal in her eyes, the moment she took everything back, the moment she won, the moment she left me with nothing, the moment she ended me. I think about what I could have done differently, what I might have missed, What I might have done to keep the money, to keep the life, to keep the dream, to keep the future, to keep the everything. But then I stop, my hands tightening around the mug, my tears falling into the coffee, my heart heavy with a different truth. A truth I can't escape, a truth I can't deny, a truth I can't face, a truth I can't feel, a truth I can't accept, a truth I can't forgive. It's not my fault, it's hers, it's Kelly. It's always been Kelly's. She never loved Ethan, never deserved him, never appreciated him, never saw him for who he was, never wanted him for the right reasons, never needed him the way I did, never knew him the way I did. She only wanted him for his money, just like I did, but she played the victim, she played the saint, she played the martyr, she played the winner, she played the game better than I did. She played me, she played everyone, she played the system, she played the court, she played the world. She sued me out of spite, out of jealousy, out of revenge, out of hatred, out of malice, out of everything I never thought she could be. I set the mug down, my hands shaking, my tears falling, my voice breaking as I whisper. She took everything from me. She took him. She took my life. She took my dream. She took my future. She took my everything, and I'll never forgive her, I'll never forget her, I'll never let her go, I'll never let her win, I'll never let her have it, I'll never let her be happy. I stand up, the photo of Kelly and Ethan still on my phone screen, the apartment cold and empty, the city moving on outside, my heart heavy but my mind clear, my future uncertain but my anger certain, my pain a part of me but my blame a shield, my story unfinished but my resentment a fire, my strength a facade that's still standing, my hope a lie that's still burning, my life a battle that's still raging, one day at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time, one heartbeat at a time. My anger, my blame, my resentment, my refusal, my defiance, my destruction, my damnation.